guys, hey, how you doing? Is you doing? 'Cause it's Christmas and I'm doing. Good morning, guys. I wanted to come on here really quickly and say some things before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video. I wanted to say thank you for everybody who sent me Christmas cards. I love them. They're beautiful. They're very thoughtful. Excuse me again. I've got them scattered around the house. I got them scattered on the refrigerator. I've hung them up. Thank you very much for thinking of me and sending me some holiday cheer. I really appreciate it. And I've gotten some sweet Christmas presents as well, and thank you very, very, very much. You guys made my birthday and Christmas so special just by being in my life. So I really, really appreciate it. So the things I thought I would come and talk about today is 10 things that I wish I would have known before gastric bypass. The very first thing that I wish I would have known before gastric bypass is I wish I would have had the information about each and every procedure, lap band, sleeve, gastric bypass, duodenal switch, the distal, I also wish I would have understood what revisions were, because when I went to my surgeon, I only had one option. He only gave me one option and only one option, because TRICARE at that specific time was not paying for the sleeve. But that wasn't really true. It would just mean that he would have to fight for it, and he didn't want to do that. So had I had the forethought, had I known what I know now, had there been people like me on the internet to say, hey, whoa, hey, had there been the information that there is now, 3 years later, I would have fought for something else. I would have fought to have a different outcome. I would have had to wait longer. Whatever it took, I would have done in order to have achieved what I wanted. So I think that for the very first thing is that these doctors need to give more detailed descriptions of these surgeries, and they need to sit down and really, really explain them. And they don't want to do that. They throw you through these, little classes, and they're like, okay, well, the sleeve does this, the gastric bypass does this, the DS does this. So gastric bypass, you'll dump. Sleeve, we don't, is a less aggressive. They don't really sit down and give you the, all the information that I feel cheated on. I feel cheated that I didn't have the resources that I have now, that, I didn't, even on YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm getting sick, so my throat's kind of, that I didn't have YouTube. There was nobody, there was barely anybody who was still on YouTube after they had their surgery and was really answering any questions. There was barely damn near anybody. So that's the very first thing I wish, is that they would have been more honest with me, and I wouldn't be sitting here in this situation right now, guaranteed. The second thing I wish I was told before gastric bypass is not everybody dumps. The big key seller for gastric bypass is you get rid of your GERD. Yes, awesome. Hate GERD. That was awesome. That's a reflux, acid reflux and stuff. So you get rid of that. If you have diabetes, it helps out with that really quickly. And then also the dumping. So the dumping isn't like you're going to poop yourself. So if you're new to my channel, I'm interesting. We'll just put it that way. That's a nice way of putting me. I'm interesting. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so dumping can be sweating and pain in your pouch, in your intestines. You can have pain. You can feel really nauseous. You'll burp a lot. You can feel really hot. You can get sweaty. it depends on the person. Some people do have diarrhea, but it's not, dumping isn't really dumping. It isn't, the word dumping, I should say it like that. And not everybody gets it. No, ma'am. And it's a big ticket seller for people like me who are sugar addicts, Sugar, don't mind if I do, So when they told me about the gastric bypass, his major seller was, oh yeah, you won't be able to eat sweets again, and you'll be able to lose all your weight, humana. And I was like, oh, okay, so no diabetes, I won't have reflux anymore, I'll lose all my weight, and it'll keep me from eating sugar? Huh. All right, sign me the hell up. Yeah, I can eat as much sugar as I want. I could sit over there and eat the entire bag of white sugar. Not that I'm gonna. Ew. But I could. I can eat cupcakes. I can eat cookies. I mean, look at me. I can eat whatever the hell I want. The only, and I've told you guys this before, the only actual food that I dump on is high fat and sugar content, like good chocolate and good ice cream, like ice cream from an actual creamery. I'm not talking about Baskin Robbins, y'all. I'm talking like a creamery. Like there's a place called Fenton's here that makes their own ice cream, and it's more of a custard ice cream, so it's got a lot more milk, butter fat and milk fat and stuff like that in it. That's the only thing that makes me dump, and that still doesn't deter me. I wish it did. I actually will eat it and get sick and feel crappy for like 30 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, well, I feel better now. Excuse me. But I can eat Kit Kats and Snickers and all. No, it doesn't. No, not everybody dumps. No, they don't. No. No. I don't care what they take. No, not everybody dumps. And not everybody will have the kind of restriction. That's the third thing I'll talk about. Restriction. Not everybody's going to have the same kind of restriction as the other person. When I went on, I want to say one of my first weight loss surgery meetups, I met with a lot of ladies who had the sleeve done. Now, these women are fantastic, and I was close to 3 years out, I think, at that point. And I met up with all these ladies, and they're under a year-ish of having the sleeve, and of course they can eat 2 or 3 damn bites and be completely full, and here I am like my meal was like a Tic Tac in a whale's mouth, like it didn't do nothing. I was like, I'm hungry, like they're all like, oh, I can't possibly eat anymore, I'm so full, and I'm like, it makes, and for the ladies that are going to watch this, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but this is how it felt. It was very hard for me because I don't have that kind of restriction. I've never had that kind of restriction, not from day one. Day one I had a stricture, so I couldn't get anything in, so I had that for about 2 weeks until they fixed it. And then I had my gallbladder removed, and I had another stricture. So what little bit of restriction I started with was completely blown the moment, sun's trying to get me, was completely blown the minute I had my esophagus dilated. And then I had none. I have none. 6-inch sub, can't eat it. It would be no big deal. If I wanted to eat a hamburger with a bun on, can do it, no big deal. I can drink and 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 drink like this. I could continue to do that, but yeah. Nothing. Do I feel full? No. I don't even have to burp. I have zero restriction. Nothing. food, water, stays in there forever. That's not what I meant to say. It goes right on through me. I have no restriction whatsoever. So not everybody will have restriction, and it will vary with the person, like how much restriction. I know people who have had the gastric bypass who said they never had any restriction from day one. The next thing I'll talk about is that it will also depend on the size of pouch they give you. Some doctors will actually give you, a smaller pouch, make a smaller pouch than they will someone else. It all depends on the doctor. So some people who are out of surgery can eat, 2 or 3 ounces right down the bat. Some people can only eat a couple teaspoons. It really depends on the inflammation that you have after surgery. It really depends on the tightness. That's what it depends on. It all depends on that. It depends on how your surgeon made your pouch during surgery, and you won't know that unless you get your records or you specifically ask. That was something that I needed to know about. I also, so the next thing I'll talk about, I also really recommend that you get your notes after your surgery. I seriously recommend, not that I'm telling you that you shouldn't, trust your surgeon. I'm saying that you should definitely 100% get your notes from surgery so you know exactly what they did. So you know that if something went wrong or something didn't look right, or because these are the things they don't tell you. They don't tell you how big they make your pouch. They don't tell you, if you had bleeding down there or something. They don't tell you if they saw something funky. They don't tell you nothing. Like, they're just like, okay, well, yeah, it did good. You can go home in, a day or so. Here's some medicine. Just lay down, be quiet. Sheep, sheep. So for me, I wanted my notes. And once I started reading my notes, I realized that they had a complication during my surgery. I realized that they didn't make my pouch as small as they were supposed to. I realized that, how big my liver was. Like, it's just, I guess this all depends on you and how much information you're willing to be privy to. Like, if it doesn't scare you to know the truth. Like, I guess that would be it. Ow. Another thing that I'll talk about is that exercise is going to be key for you for the rest of your life. Exercise is going to be key to you keeping off whatever you've been able to get down. You only have a certain amount of time after your gastric bypass that weight's just going to come on off. You're only going to have a certain amount of time. And usually it's between, some people say it's like 8 months. Some people say it's 18 months. Your doctor may say it's a year. It varies between your surgeon and your body. It pretty much depends on your body. I only got 1 year. I got 1 year exactly, and then my body stopped. I am actually the exact same weight as I was 2 years ago when my body decided to stop. So I'm 330 pounds. That's where my body was happy. That's where my body wants to stay. It is not interested in moving. I fluctuate up and down between 330 and 337 so far is the highest I've ever seen. And then, I lost my mind. I was like, nope. Exercise is going to be key for you for the rest of your life. And if you don't think that, you can put the weight back on afterwards, you're going to be very sorely mistaken. It is going to be very hard if that's your mindset. You have to be willing to eat a certain way. You have to be willing to exercise. And I don't mean just like once a week. I mean, you're going to have to really work on it. There are people out here like me You see, I'm not the only person here. I am not the only one in this community that has to really work for it. Unfortunately, I feel like I have to work for it a little harder than I'd like, but you know, I'm not the only person in this community that has these issues. I'm letting you know this because I don't want anybody getting into this and not really fully understanding what what's going to go on. If you are not willing to exercise, you are going to be very unhappy. You're going to be very, very unhappy, and you're going to be very unhappy very quickly. So it's all here, and then working out. You've got to fix this. You got to fix what you put in this, and then you got to fix, your body. So if you're not willing to do therapy, if you're not willing to, watch what you eat, if you're not willing to exercise, this is not going to work for you, and you are going to be one sad, sad person. Sad person. Another thing that I will talk about is therapy. I always talk about therapy. I tell you guys that I go to therapy several times a week because my ass does. Because if I didn't, I would have killed myself years ago. I put it out there just like that. I would, after gastric bypass and the things that have happened to me, I wouldn't be here. No ma'am. I have been put through the ringer. But I wouldn't trade one damn moment of it. Let me put it that way. I wouldn't change it. Gastric bypass absolutely saved my life. Would I have chosen a different path for me? Yes. Am I regretful that I at least had the chance for this one? Hell no. Like I said, this is not a this is not a video of me telling you that not to have a gastric bypass. This is telling you, in my own opinion, things that I think people really need to know and understand before they make a decision to have weight loss surgery of any kind, really. So, therapy is going to be key. There are ladies out here that I have met that, have gotten the sleeve and they've gotten all their weight off, and then they're still absolutely miserable. It is not a fix-all. This is not going to fix your life if you're not willing. No. This is not going to fix your life if you're not willing to go to therapy or be put on, antipsychotics, or, I'm not saying everybody has to go on that, but I had to start taking Wellbutrin. Lots of people are on Prozac, they're on Zoloft, they're on, Wellbutrin. I'm not saying that everybody has to, but I'm letting you know now that if you're not willing to at least try, you're not going to succeed. You won't succeed in this, because this doesn't fix your issue. This makes you a little smaller, and then you have to fix your damn self. It's a tool. That's all it is. It's something that helps you. It's like a pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a pen, and you can write your life. You can write down, the story of your life with this pen, but it's not going to write itself. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't write itself. You have to be the one to write your story. It comes with imagination. It comes with, many mistakes that you might have to erase. You're going to have to learn from them. Therapy is key for me. And, I go through brain painting, and I take medication for it, and I do the best I can, because, I don't want to go back to the way I was. So here I sit telling you guys here on the internet that it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. And another thing that I will talk about is skin. I have a skin video. I'm sure most of you have already seen it, how I feel about excess skin. You're gonna have it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's really not. No. It's not the end of the world to have some extra skin. It can be taken off, but the weight and the things that you couldn't do before, that's what you should focus on. That's exactly this extra, you know, this shit here doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything, you know. I have so much to be thankful for. That little tiny bit of skin is just okay. Well, does it look good? No. Do I love it? No. Would I go back to the way I was before so I didn't have it? Hell no. No. That's something you'll have to deal with. And oh, guess what? Therapy helps with that. Alright guys, I've talked for 20 minutes and I don't even know if this was 10 things because I squirrel. If you're new to my channel, I say welcome. I say a Merry Christmas to you, and I hope you click that likey subscribe button down below and join me for some more randomness, because I make videos a couple times per week. I love your beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces, and I really do hope that everybody's having a wonderful, amazing, beautiful Christmas. I hope that your families are brought together and that everybody's smiling and having a good time and you're eating yummy, nummy food. And hold the people that are with you this year closer and be more appreciative of not of the gifts that you receive, but the gift of your life that you're, you know, that you have, because there's many people missing from a lot of tables that, you know, a lot of people missed this year. And I think that, you know, Christmas is all about appreciation and loving the people that are with you. Alright guys, I will talk to you very, very soon. Mwah. Bye.